Dreaming is one of the most mysterious and exciting experiences in our lives. Nobody knows exactly why do we dream, even though studies are held constantly. So basically, what's a dream? A dream is a succession of images or emotions or thoughts that occur involuntarily during the REM stages of sleep, and usually when the brain activity is high. It is revealed by the conscious movements of our eyes. And I have uncovered some of the more mind-blowing facts that might be astonishing or even baffling to you. First, we dream every night about 1 to 2 hours during REM sleep, and we spend about 5 to 6 hours of in 5 to 6 dreams in one night, and we spend about 5 to 6 years of our life dreaming. And second, you can read or tell time during dreaming. Even majority of the people who have been dreaming, they cannot able to see the time, see the clock ticking itself, or even read during the dreams. Third, dreams too have gender biases. While men's dreams focuses mainly on aggressive emotions, women's dream focus mainly on beauty and fashion. In your dreams, you only see faces of real people that you have encountered during your lifetime. It's not that your brain can invent faces. And 90% of our dream content will be forgotten within the 10 minutes when we wake up. And even studies suggest that animals and blind people do dreams, have dreams in their sleep. If you have a pet animal in your home, then watch it while sleeping sometimes. Their paws might move like as if they are running, or they can make yipping sounds like they are chasing something in their dreams. Enough digging up with the facts. While researching, I came up with a peculiar aspects of dreaming. I am going to reveal information about these peculiar aspects of dreaming and patterns of dreams and dreamers. Have you ever able to manage to gain control of your dream narrative? Have you ever able to go into a dream and suddenly realize that you are in a dream? If your answer to this is yes, then you have been experienced a particular type of dream called as lucid dreaming. There are many people in this world that have practicing this lucid dreaming, and they have supposedly gained control of their dreaming by using various techniques, and they made to pass through walls or flying or do amazing things like traveling back in time also. And nobody really knows why this weirdest phenomenon occurs, and even when we find to untangle the bemusing concepts of the universe, we are yet to discover what's our deepest parts of our brain going to explore. And some of us might consider this to be trivial, but this is one of the key operations that differentiates our brain from our computers. And if you want to discover about the inner self or the subconscious mind of yourself, then you have to understand about these dreams and the weirdest things it has. Try to uncover this. It might reveal you some highly rewarding and informative processes which you might not be unaware of, and it can lead to understand about your unconscious states, urges and wishes. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters for talking so much about dreams. And in fact, he knows so much about what women dream and men dream especially. So, for our next speech, was the PR head of District 82. He was a communicator all throughout his life, and Medley Toastmasters is also proud to have him as the secretary. I call upon Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, sir. Before I call upon Thomas Abraham, I call upon his evaluator to read the speech objectives.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Good afternoon. The Toastmaster Thomas is giving a speech from the presentation mastery. He is giving a project number 1 from level 2 of presentation mastery. The purpose of this project for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his style on others. All the best, Toastmaster Thomas. Shall I give some more about the brief time?
At 21, I was asked to come in for an interview for a bank officer's job. Normally, a DGM or a GM will interview a bank candidate. Here was the chairman of a large nationalized bank interviewing me. Why? A couple of coincidences. One, he was different, and he wanted to interview personally the top 20 guys in the All India test. I happened to be 12th in that list. At the interview, I told him, "Sir, please give me advertising department." Why? What credentials do you have? He asked me. Bravado of youth, I showed him a couple of poems of mine published in JC magazine and a couple of my drawings to prove my talent. And said, "Sir, I'm on probation. If I don't measure up, you can fire me." not in so many words, but much the same. But what happened? He granted me my wish. He launched me into my dream career in communication. A little later, my boss, my manager in advertising department, took me to meet our big boss, Mr. Das Sengupta, a DGM and a teddy bear of a guy. We had gone with a proposal to buy bulk purchase 3 books from Thomson Press, Faridabad, for children who opened the bank accounts. Why 3 books? Why not 2? Sengupta asked. Without a cue, I told him, sir, 2 is a pair, 3 is a set. My boss looked at me. He borrowed Shiva's third eye to take care of my impudence. What business do you have to speak? Meanwhile, Sengupta looked at me, suppressed a half smile, and wrote, approved. When we stepped out, my boss appreciated me with a pat on the back. Friends, today's project is called My Communication Style, and I'm dealing with the theory and the practice of this. Allow me to do this without the support of this visual medium. We will make it. First thing, when I demanded the chairman, to give me the advertising department, I was using what is called direct communication. That's the first type of communication. Direct communication is marked by these features: result orientation, focus, a competitive spirit, quick and decisive. But then, when I talked to Mr. Sengupta, taught him the definition of set and pair, I was in the second mode of communication, namely initiating communicator. By the way, these are the 2 where I got the maximum marks. Initiating communicator typically is marked by these features: sociable, enthusiastic, persuasive, spontaneous, fluent, and fun-loving. If you remember, when I talked to him about this definition, I was playful. I was playing with the language because I could afford to. When I talked to the chairman, I was gambling with my job to get my dream career. Here, whether Thomson Press gets 2 books or 3 books, how am I richer? So I could be playful. These are the 2 major styles. The problem with these 2 styles in combination is this. Some of you would have felt it. The first one makes me look like some competitive, impatient guy. Right? Nobody's agreeing. I'm so happy. Combine that with the second one, where you're enthusiastic, you want to talk, you are bubbling. So overall, that gives me the picture of some self-absorbed egotist, something like that. So what should I do? Solution is draw people out, get them into a dialogue. But then helping me in this image, correcting the image, offsetting the image, is the third type of communicator, which is called the supportive communicator. The supportive communicator is basically a patient guy. He is cooperative, he is sympathetic, he is an active listener, which I am originally not even the best now. Now, in my case, I was always impatient. But then leadership roles taught me to go slow, let others catch up with me. It also taught me to be helpful to others. It also taught me to, once in a while, shut up and listen. I'm not good at it. It's an attempt I've been making all my life. Where do I use this communication? Ronnie would bear me out. As the PRM, in my monthly meetings, I had to cheer up these guys so that they will perform, they will contribute, and make them talk so that all the pending job they were sitting on will slowly come out. So I used this very well in my previous job. The fourth one is called analytical communicator. So the 4 ones quickly are direct, initiating, supporting, and I'm making up for the PPT. Allow me this. Here, I only got a score of 1. Analytical means you are cautious, you are disciplined, you are precise, you are a perfectionist. You are also a problem solver. Now my complaint is, actually I'm far more of this than the score of 1 indicates. It's most prominent when I write. I want the right word and the right number of words. One extra word makes me uncomfortable. Why? This came from my years of chiseling the messages when I was, all my life, when I was a spokesperson for various companies that paid me to do that job. Today what happens? My poor mentors, I put them off by insisting on first giving me the speech objective, then the main points, and then only you start writing. It's far more disciplined, far more efficient, but also boring, isn't it? So now, on to, I must give you my views on it. That complaint of one, it came because of a defective, if I may say so, format, which only allows you to put one method against a setting. It's never so that you will use your left hand or the right hand. Here you can only give one answer. That's why I got a low score. That's my complaint number one. My complaint number two is these answers. Remember, Jayanti had done it with us. These answers indicate more of the personality of the person than the communication style, which is only a byproduct, which is a tangential part of the personality. That's my second complaint. And third, it's an approximation. Imagine dividing the whole world into 4 quadrants, as if humanity is some kind of a lemon. I think it's too much of an approximation. Those of you who are serious about finding about yourself, I recommend strongly that you look up Myers and Riggs. That will really tell you where you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, sir. I apologize to him once again for the project not working. I think it's been a day of apologies for me. I first apologized to the tag team because I interfaced the picture, and then I apologized to the guest, and then finally I have to apologize to him.
You give it to length.
So in the meantime, we are moving on to the next session, that's the third session, the table topic session. And for this, I call upon table topic master, Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan, who is working in Honeywell. So over to you, table topic master. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Are you all ready for the table topics?
Yes.
It's a very interesting session. And I personally speaking, I joined Toastmasters to nurture and improve this impromptu speaking skills. Table topics is nothing but impromptu speech, and this helps members to think on their feet and speak on a given subject for a time between 1 and 2 minutes. We'll get into the topics now. The first topic is, what is your favorite mobile app and why? Toastmaster Divya. What is your favorite mobile app and why?
Thank you so much for this topic. The moment TT Master told this, I thought about only one thing, that was Instagram. As much as colorful the icon looks, I really love the icon, the contrast with all from pink to orange. And yes, I love Instagram because I'm too much addicted to it. And somehow or the other, I like sharing my own story, what is happening in my life on that particular platform. Some may think that I'm a narcissist, and I don't feel bad in accepting that, but this is how I am. I like sharing the Instagram stories. So if you go through my Instagram stories, I might give you my ID in the end. If you go through my Instagram stories, you'll only find books, coffee, my ukulele, and the kids that I teach, and my classroom. So you'll only find the things that I love the most, and I like sharing it on the platform. And honestly, why Instagram I like the most as well is because of its filters. Definitely, it has like amazing filters which I like the most. Second of all, I like Instagram because it has a lot of features like live. Live, I think, came first in Instagram and then on Facebook. And second of all, why I love Instagram is the way you have that thing called IGTV, because previously what I found was the videos that I used to look in Instagram, that would be only for I see that you can actually upload videos for more than 1 minute and you can watch over it. So it's like an easy platform and a very user-friendly platform. So that is one thing why I love Instagram, and obviously the stories, you will always find it over there of mine, and my Instagram ID you can always see over there, singh_pratap_90. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya. I've never used Instagram. This may be the inspiration for me. The next topic is emotional intelligence. Why it can matter more than IQ. Emotional intelligence, why it can matter more than IQ. Toastmaster Rohit. Emotional intelligence, why it can matter more than IQ.
Thank you, TD. Good afternoon, to Toastmasters and guests. Somewhere, few days back, I read that why emotional intelligence is very much required than IQ, intelligent quotient. So, when it comes to a lot of 11th standard, 12th standard kids who are preparing for their competitive exams, when it comes to especially IITs. So, firstly, I heard that from 8th standard, 9th standard onwards, teachers in training institutes, they try to gauge and develop students' emotional quotient, then trying to figure out how good the student is there in his intelligence, how good the student is in his intelligence